Ah,
That was the best part of the whole game until right this second. What did you step in?
that's right. The pool of blood.
Hello everybody out there in YouTube land. My name is Dan Chaos, and welcome back to the No Games. That's just what I'm gonna call it, because saying Zero Escape, the Nonary Games, Volume 1, 999 is a bit much. Now I've been thinking about the ninth man, and how significant his number was. The number 9 can be added to any other combination of numbers and still return to its root. As long as there was 2 to 4 people, and he joined them, he would always be allowed to go through. Like 1 and 4 is a digital root of 5, but add 9 to it gives you 14 with a digital root of 5. So did Zero know that he would be removed from the game so early on that one of the other contestants he put in there would knock him from the board? Or did he feel sorry for this person and how they were treated in the original Nonary game, or their connection to all of this? So he wanted to give him an advantage, like the Braille note with the extra rules given to Snake. And is it the coincidence that the people who received the most benefit from the games are the ones who suffered the most? Was the girl that died in the original Nonary game 9 years ago someone of importance to Zero, and that's why he's out, seeking revenge? Or is he a co-conspirator with the pharmaceutical conglomerate? Was he an employee and he's racked with guilt and now he's trying to seek some sort of salvation by recreating it? Why so many innocents? Is everybody here innocent? Ace is the ace in the hole, the ace hole, the guy most needing punishment. But him receiving his punishment was a loss for Zero. What does he want? I don't know. I've been asking a lot of questions and I've been getting like at least half of them right. So if anything, I'm just proving to myself that I can sort of wrap my head around this. And yet, I can't because I'm asking so many questions. But that's enough. Back to the flowchart. We got sent all the way back to the prologue after I went all the way down and found that. 3 out of 5 endings? Well, 5 available to me. We're going to go back down to this juncture down here. I'm not sure. Leave no one behind. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to end up in this other tangent. So let's just retry it and see what I can do. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because YouTube won't notice me unless you do. I've been thinking to myself, what character knows what when I load back into a part of the flowchart and then continue forward? It could be that the only way to have the 2 different endings in this path, like I did with the other one, is to go down the opposite doorway that I had picked initially and come back to the same spot, and then the information and characters is changed enough to tangent into the other direction. But loading back into this is probably saving where I was before, so nothing has changed. There's too many pivotal absolute points. I sort of did have my suspicions that Ace was the bad guy, just because Richard Epcar kind of typecast to be mysterious, villainous characters, and he does a great job with it. But come on, even his hair is slightly turning white. He's being Norded. Yeah, I had no dialogue option, but I mean, I knew that. So it's just based off of the knowledge the character gains up until he reaches that point. Yeah, just check the chart, sending me down that way. So, maybe what it's telling me is that these are key pieces of information, and that picking up the right information unlocks a specific door. Doors 4 and 5. So there's 2 key pieces of information I didn't pick up on this playthrough, but I'm going to need to pick door 6. Assuming reading right to left, left to right, that left to right is right. Right? Seriously. The music in this game is really nice. Kind of wish it didn't fade out in certain dialogue choices. I know it's supposed to add atmosphere, but there is none. There's no sound effects. 3, 7, 8. It's not left to right, because I haven't taken door 3. Still 6 would be in the center, right? How to read a flowchart. The Let's Play. I wonder. Okay, I'm gonna test something. I'm gonna not start here, but I'm gonna start here and see if these 2 keys unlock, because just based off of common sense, this is the path that we flowed through. So this selection here should dictate where we've been. Yes. See? Keys. We missed one there, which would be the dead guy. We got those 2 keys. I wonder, from here, I wonder if I jump to here, if these keys will then be unlocked. Let's find out. Okay, keys unlocked, keys unlocked. Why is this down here locked, though? It's on the right side. So that would mean that there's not enough information to unlock this path. So does that mean it's defaulting to this one? Rather than gaining enough insights to go to that one, this would be the default? Let's find out.
She's not here.
No, she isn't.
Okay, so Clover still disappeared in this timeline, but it stopped here. What's different?
There's no sign of her. Let's go.
Hopefully she's alive in this one.
All right, I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you can take the stairs up to B deck.
All right, that sounds good. But,
What?
could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone?
Oh, this is the good ending.
Huh? Sure, right. I'll do that.
Jumpy.
No, it's nothing.
All right, I'm going then.
Yeah, be careful, Kane.
So that's where that came from. He was yelling it out of nowhere. It's like, oh, it's a shortening of her name, Akane.
You be careful too, Jumpy.
Yeah, got it. Take care.
That music. Not letting me skippity-doo-dah. Alright, do it the old-fashioned way. I know what these environments look like. What? Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. A light in a dark place, June's smile had given him hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat slouched against the wall. Lotus! Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. Her body was limp and her skin smooth and pale as always. Was covered in bright red blood? I don't like this ending. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe and his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank, all his thoughts replaced with endless, hissing light. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk toward Lotus. Slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse. No rise and fall of breathing. She was slightly warm. Something, somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind, told him that meant she had been killed recently. Okay, I guess in this version, Ace didn't need her alive. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returned. She had been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife then. Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once. She would have died immediately. He took little comfort from knowing she may have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice. Let me guess. I'm like, why did this switch all of a sudden? Did I accidentally switch to the novel screen? I don't want to be reading this. This is making the experience worse. It's being fed directly into my brain with my own words. Okay, gotta go back. Hold on a second. Yeah, look at the path we're on now. This is fan-freaking-tastic. A missing Clover. Really? Why does it go back to novel mode? What's so horrible? I mean, I know what's horrible about this, but why the need to just feed this directly into my brain? Only then did Junpei notice Lotus's bracelet was gone.
Lastly, let's discuss how to remove the bracelet.
I know how.
1, 2, in other words,
Buckle my shoe. Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life, so they might have the number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet, or perhaps, more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining the bracelet. Yes. Who was that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? The thought only entered Junpei's mind when the guy who got the bracelet is the guy who stabs you. He heard a noise, a sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain. There was heat. Extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. His voice was little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. But as he did, the knife dug itself in deeper, twisting viciously. Junpei! He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbed away. Junpei finally saw his attacker. 2 tiny images of the killer, reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions, not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Bye, Ace. Then, without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade, the world grew blurry and began to dissolve into an empty white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Soon it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness he fell. Into zero. Whatever Junpei had been gone. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. Bad end! You know what? I like how difficult it was to get the bad end. Like the actual bad end when you're dead. Because that shows that I wasn't dumb enough to get it on accident. I was just dumb enough to get it on purpose. Cut and run. Also did a good job of not revealing the killer. At that point, it had to be Ace. Because he would have gone after Clover too. Ah, look. Stabby stabby. There's still 2 endings left in the save. Which means one of them is the true ending. Back to business. I want door 3! 3! Pick number 3, my lord! No, I want door 3.
Sorry, Santa, but I still want to go through door 3.
What? That's nuts! You've got to be crazy! Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door?
I'm just curious about door 3. That's all.
That doesn't explain shit!
I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me. I'm curious about the red.
We're being a genius here.
7, would you mind authenticating for me?
Why?
Please, just do it.
Happy?
Yeah, thanks. The number 7 has been entered into the red. Next is June. Please touch the red just like 7 did.
Jumpy, what are you trying to figure out?
Well, based on the flowchart, I'm coming with the answers that I got from door 4. So we don't know about the 9th man's bracelet, but we are aware about the mummy.
Ah, yep. I think I might have found another way out.
What?
Really?
Now please, June.
Oh, okay.
All right, the only people who haven't authenticated now are Santa, Clover, and Lotus.
So, what's your point?
You don't get it. Think about it.
Huh?
What's the sum of your number and Clover's?
12.
And what's the digital root of that?
Wait a minute, that means they can all go through the same door! I didn't even think about that! That's awesome!
3.
Which is Santa's number. By the way, Lotus, what's the number that's currently in the red?
7 plus 6 plus 5 equals 18. It would be 9, right?
Yes, and what will the digital root be if you add 3 to that?
3. The door's number.
Yes, just because it's vacant doesn't mean that you can't go through it. Once we figure out the red to the dead, it's clear.
There you go.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you up to?
I'm not up to anything. I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
I'm waiting for the balance to shift. Santa, or Lotus and Clover. Once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice. So I'm waiting.
You son of a bitch! You tricked us! Then all that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit!
Bullshit. Oh, I don't think so. Didn't I tell you I'd figured out another way to get out of here? This is it.
Wait a minute, is this us just being a villain?
Why the hell would you do something like this?
Jumpy.
You did this just so you could go through the same door as June. That's it?
So, who's it going to be?
Dang it, we're in the villain ending!
Santa, or Lotus and Clover?
Shit!
Oh man, it doesn't all equal like it should. Either one gets left behind or two gets left behind. With Ace.
Let's go, Clover.
Fuck!
Oh, sorry, Santa.
No, wait!
Ah! This is insane! This isn't right!
Yeah, well, you may be right, but... Go.
No.
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
He even had me going. I thought this was gonna work.
Do you realize what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't...
Shut it! That's enough! We gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter! We got less than a minute left. No time for screwing around. Get moving!
Damn it. You and I are not done yet, bastard! Where?
It's not
Where
like
the
I
hell is
approve
it?
of this, but I gotta find all the endings.
Over there! It's gotta be behind the door!
Damn, it's pitch dark inside.
Can't see a thing!
No, wait. I found it. The dead's right over here. Ugh. What?
We found
The
space.
floor's slippery.
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
There's something...
Get over there! Quick! Get to the dead!
There it is!
Lots of pants.
It stopped. It stopped.
Now can we get to the bottom of the LLR?
I don't think I'll ever get used to doing this.
What the... What the hell is this smell? This is vile. I'm gonna puke.
Oh, you're right. Oh, this is...
Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here. Okay, guys, I'm flipping it on.
What?
Hey,
Oh, this is... Looks like an explosion. Just like the Ninth Man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gun.
Oh, God. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
it's definitely an open fracture.
The face is the worst.
Yeah, you can't even tell who it is.
But the clothes are...
Is that... Snake?
Oh, my God. Why did this happen?
No!
Stop! Calm down.
I don't like door 3. I don't like this universe.
Hey!
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here! Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this?
June,
She is having the only sane reaction to all of this. And I'm a bit of a jerk for bringing her into it. But we've got a mystery to solve.
June! Calm down.
No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Like I said, everybody has an opportunity to kind of be a bad guy in this one.
Please, calm down.
And she's out.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be all right, June. It's going to be okay, Connie. I'll be here with you, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Do you feel better?
Yes, but I'd like to stay here. For a little while, at least. Jumpy's body is so warm.
Jumpy is in third person now? I'd like to stay here too. Maybe not the bathroom though. Public bathrooms are just a bad place in general, let alone in a horror situation.
We better get to it.
But dang, we left Clover and Lotus. Santa was fast. But hold on, it's still correct, right? If we get through this, they could come back behind us. Because Clover's 4. No, it's still wrong. Lotus is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I was wrong in the beginning. And I thought, well, Ace wakes up, he could be 1. But no. So technically, we're leaving Ace behind. You know what? Let's not try to figure out our actions in this universe. Okay, we're going to get a blank slate once we get to true ending. Now, this letter's written in blood. LLR. Do you think that might be some sort of dying message from Snake? No, that's impossible. You saw the body. You aren't doing anything after something like that happens to you. Unless you've got plot armor. Then this. The way the blood's dried tells you it's real old. Whoever's blood this is, it ain't Snake's. Was this the same ship that was used in the Nonary game 9 years ago? And because the captain let the pharmaceutical people use this for their tests, is that why he was brought into this and murdered? Don't know. And you're saying this blood was put here a long time ago? Yeah. So the bathroom itself was the puzzle place. There's a piece of paper tied to this pipe with a wire. Notice, drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Well, now I just got to. But I don't know which direction. Whatever. That's just another puzzle. How's about this stuff? There's water coming out of the shower head. Let's see if... Shh, it's hot. Really hot. Man, that water must be just about boiling. I know people who shower in that type of water. No, thank you. I'd rather not come out red. Or dead. Redemption? I made that joke before. Does that mean if it overflows, we're going to get boiled? None of the rooms have had deadly traps within them. It's just been the in-between sections. Then we come in here, and we find a way out, with the overall 9 hours to escape the hull of the boat. And so the deadly portions of the ship is not following the rules and being betrayed by the people with you. Toilet paper. Really? Really? Y, X, and then half a Y? What? A wooden box. There's something in here. Luminol. What's luminol? I don't know. What's luminol with you? Sorry, that was a crap joke. Ah, because I got toilet paper. Never mind. Yeah. The dividing wall separates the toilets. Ew. Well. Hocus pocus? No? What do you think this is? Looks like tar. It might be Picasso, because it's a blue period. Never mind. It's kind of sticky. I don't think we could just wipe it off. I doubt just pouring some water on it's going to help much either. What about hot water? Hot water? If we had some really hot water, like boiling hot, then maybe that would wash it off. Any guns in there? It's a water tank for a toilet. I've seen a lot of OC guys try and hide a piece in something like this, usually for a 187 or something. Guess they think it's clever. You know, when they'll figure out everybody else thinks it's clever too. You just used a language that was so foreign to me, but I completely understand. You just justified my joke that there was a gun in the back of the toilet. Huh? I mean, I know peace, but what's OC? Organized crime. What is that? Some kind of police slang? Huh. Probably. Huh. What'd I say? What'd I say? Why does he look all sad now? That's not really important right now, guys. Let's just check it out, alright? Well, he's not wasting any time. Ah! Screwdriver. I mean, even though it's not supposed to spin, I don't think but just like the slight malfunction in my right joystick makes it like a Zelda type thing. It's like, oh, you found this. Which side of the law did 7 used to be on? It's about here. There might be something in the tank, you know? Let's open this up. Keycard. Red keycard. No symbol.
The rabbit hutch.
What? This is just a stick. Do we need a box and a carrot and a string?
Huh?
Oh, you just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean.
You were a country girl? I mean, I had a rabbit hutch back in the day that we made ourselves. Had a whole bunch of rabbits. They were cute. Of course, when I was a kid and we didn't have the rabbit hutch yet, we had a cage. And, like, I thought it was a rat because there was, like, little rabbits outside the cage. So I put a pot on it and went and got my mom. And she said, no, that's not a rat. Those are baby rabbits. Because the rabbits in there are rabbits. They made more rabbits. But the babies that showed up out of nowhere were able to slide through the cage, and so they were just crawling on the ground. We eventually got a proper hatch for it. But you got to have it lifted up off the ground. Otherwise, you know, you have no clean way to clean the rabbits because they poop a lot. You know, little poop pebbles. They got to go through the grate so you can sweep it out. Makes good fertilizer. Let's let her explain instead of me.
How did I remind you of something like that?
Jumpy and the broom. You were always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch.
I was.
Don't you remember? You mean, you don't remember that summer either?
Uh-oh!
Of course I remember. How could I forget something like that?
I was a witch.
It was terrible.
Oh, this again. They were in 6th grade. Such an impressionable time. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea why until he looked behind her into the rabbit hutch. The first thing he saw was blood. The hutch was filled with the dead bodies of the rabbits. Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop crying. Was it a snake? You gotta be careful, snakes. Snakes always went after the chickens. They like to swallow them whole. The only way you can save them is you gotta cut the snake open and let the chicks run out.
I just kept crying and crying until you came over. You held my hand, and you looked very serious, and you said, "Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this." After you told me that, I finally stopped crying.
Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. You told me we were gonna catch the killer together.
June smiled. Little of the flush of life returned to her cheeks.
Then we decided that we'd ambush them.
Yeah, I remember.
The school also kept roosters and guinea pigs. Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. They would ambush the killer at night. Junpei and June hid behind the hutch at dusk and waited. It was a warm summer night. The quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky. This is the sweetest part of the whole game, and I wish this is what the game was about. This is sweet, this is innocent, and the music has like this like reverberation of like 1980s. Am I Englishing correctly? I don't know. This is just nice. And June's Akane Kurashika's face. Kurashika, have we heard that name before? The plot thickens like a fine bisque. But I guess this moment of him doing something slightly underhanded to save her brought up this memory of who he was, sometimes willing to get himself dirty in order to protect her. That night was something Junpei knew he would never forget as long as he lived.
But the murderer never showed up. We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up.
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either. I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
He felt the same way, but it was good to hear her say it. Yeah, I can't switch from the novel screen, but this is a good way of getting a fix on his emotions rather than hearing how he feels. So I'm not too angry with it, but I guess it explains why you have the option of switching between the two modes, because sometimes there is no option.
Although, you know, if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle.
What do you mean?
She looked up at him, confused.
Come on, we were just kids. If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something. I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried. Because you were there with me.
She blushed furiously. This is the sweetest thing, and it's my favorite story trope, honestly. It's the whole childhood best friend, reconnecting, falling in love kind of thing. You know, it's the type of thing you dream about happening in real life, but seldom does. And so, it's just lovely fiction fodder.
Well, you know, no one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to change the subject.
I was the only one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah, well, boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals, you know?
I don't know. That seems kind of gender stereotyping. Sure, I'm not big on keeping pets myself, but taking care of farm animals is a different thing because taking care of them takes care of you. So, you know, I'm not one to go for pets, but when they come to me, I end up falling in love with them. I treat them as people. So if I lose a cat or a dog, I don't go looking for another cat or a dog to fill the pet-shaped hole in my heart. You know, anybody who gives me attention, I give them attention. It doesn't matter race, creed, gender, or species.
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
If it wasn't the rabbits, they were going to make me do something else. You know how that school was. I figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right? Somebody who wasn't going to tell on me if I felt like blowing it off.
Really? That's why you volunteered?
Don't admit that.
Yeah, it is.
He nodded quickly, then much too earnestly, and then quickly looked away at someone said something very important. I was once accused of being like an upstanding, honest person. No, I'm just accidentally honest. I don't have it in me to think of a lie. I just say things that are the truth that I know, and sometimes it gets me in trouble with people. It's like, you're supposed to keep that a secret. You didn't tell me I was supposed to keep that a secret. How did you think I wasn't good? I'm not going to compartmentalize that. I'm going to be honest with people, because it saves me time and effort. I don't have to remember a lie.
Really?
Of course.
That hadn't been the reason, of course. He had asked to take care of the rabbit so that he could be near June. Oh, that's even better. Come on, tell her that. It'd be so sweet. Why you gotta be stupid and hold this stuff in? But it had been so long ago, he couldn't bring himself to tell her how he'd felt back then. It would be embarrassing. I'm guilty of doing this too, but come on. Be better than me, Junpei. He took a quick breath to clear his head, tossed the broom up, and then snatched it out of the air.
Well, we don't really have time to be walking down memory lane like this, you know? We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Yes. I'm gonna look over there.
June nodded curtly, then turned and walked away.
I should get back to it myself.
That was the best part of the whole game until right this second. What did you step in?
That's right. The pool of blood.
Sure, we had to be a bit of a sneak to get in here, but that conversation was the best part of this whole game, and somehow I feel like it's not going to be in the conclusion. Let's find out. Junpei turned around and looked at the room, at Snake's body. Chunks of flesh and organs still lay on the floor, which now I know is real. Oh my god! Well, real to a certain extent. This is just a video game, but it's real to the character, and I'm empathetic, so I have to suffer because they're suffering. Yet that doesn't work too much for me with movies and games. Like, you think you play a game, you're in the game, you feel even worse because you're in a horror situation, but not for me. I, strangely enough, have a hand on the wheel, sort of, in a game, but when I'm watching a movie, I'm completely on the outside of it, and I feel so bad for the characters, and I have no control of their destiny, so it just makes me feel worse. So I prefer horror games to horror movies, but horror in general is okay, as long as you don't get overly gross with the gore and blood. Well, blood's fine, but gore is worse for me. You know what? I'm not going to explain my life story. I've done too much talking, maybe just because I'm so happy, but now I'm not happy.
Going on and on about old times right next to a corpse? What were we doing? Well, maybe it was because we're in this mess.
Ha! Literally. Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. Your early life. Man, if I could go back to 6th grade, I'd probably still make the exact same mistakes I've done now. Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead before him.
I have to survive, no matter the cost. I need to make sure she gets out too.
You're a hero. Well, anti-hero at this point. That was a little bit of trickery back there. But hey, a little bit of trickster to a little bit of logic. As he stared at the clumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think of was how much he wanted to live and how much he was craving a delicious steak. All that for a broom. Worth it. Bucket and broom. No mop, though. Is the puzzle to clean up the dead body? I already checked all 3 toilets, you know. Nothing unusual there. Was the unusual part that they were clean? Huh? Looks like there's something down there on the grate. I think it's a card. Yeah, it's the blue card. Can't reach it, though. It's too deep. Well, we need to go deeper. We don't have any gum. It's a screwdriver. We can unscrew things with this. There was something we needed to unscrew somewhere? Yeah, it's like the red card. Looks similar. You're talking about the one we found in the toilet, right? Yeah. The card floated, didn't it? Yeah, it did, so. Well, then this blue one probably floats too, right? Whoa. Yeah, it might. This dude is just a mountain of wisdom. This little saw here swiping a card. The password is 4 digits. I ain't got a clue about that.
Hey, Junpei, you know why thermometers only go up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit?
Well, if it's an old enough one that uses mercury, is that the point at which the mercury would, become gaseous and explode?
No, I can't say I ever thought about that.
At 107 degrees, the cells in the human body start to die, and the organs begin to shut down. The proteins in your cells start to harden.
Then you won't need to know what the temperature is.
It's like when you hard-boil an egg. Even if you cool it down afterwards, it won't go back to being a raw egg.
That's because when you apply heat to proteins, they denature, they untangle. And then when they cool, they reform. That process produces a lot of delicious food, but also, kills people.
In other words, it's dead. That's why thermometers don't go past 107. There's no point.
Oh yeah?
But it's pretty rare for a fever to get that high. Even viruses and stuff don't usually drive the body temperature up to 107.
It would kill itself.
Of course, there are other external things that could.
Like what?
Well, let's see. Something like getting locked in a sauna, or getting thrown into an incinerator and burnt to death.
You mentioned an incinerator. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I guess that would get a little hotter than 107 degrees Fahrenheit.
But would you need the thermometer at that point?
All right, I got it! Huh? What's up?
Nothing. Forget about it.
What was that all about?
I know his sister died, but do we know exactly how? I'm surprised they're not still angry at me for doing that little trick back there, but still, it worked. This and the screwdriver. Oh. I guess we ate up the screwdriver. What? If I could get this hot water on the thermometer, then maybe. Alright, thermometer, let's get this party started. Why am I putting hot water on a thermometer? Yep, looks like it's doing the trick. There goes the gauge. And now it's at the open mark. Oh, that's why. Huh? It opened. What's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper in here. 957 plus. Okay, I want bucket. Maybe we can use the shower here to fill the bucket with hot water. Hey, 7, can you turn on the shower? I'm going to put the bucket under the head. Okay, sure thing. This game's got some pretty good sound effects. The music, the character art, voice acting. I don't even mind the simplicity of the objects we're picking up. The backgrounds could use a teensy bit more work, but you know, that's just where I choose to find the shortcoming in this game. So far the storytelling's pretty cool. Some things repeat, but you know, that's just how it works. There's something that looks like tar inside of the toilet. If I flush the hot water from the bucket, that should clean it. Alright, so I just pour the hot water into this tank. Looks like you filled it. Now you should be able to flush it, right? There's probably a handle somewhere on the tank that you could pull. You think so? Serious? Yeah, pretty sure. Are you not familiar with how a toilet works? Or, you know, you could just pull this thing down in there if you don't have a handle. Of course, it's probably scalding. Some pipes are connected to the tank on the toilet. Alright, let's flush the hot water. And there it goes, just like a toilet should work. Careful, it might be a bidet. You don't want to lose your eyes. 185 equals 3, 5, 8. Is the number of times I gotta turn it? I don't know. But yeah, let's use this on this. Wait, you don't really think we're supposed to use the luminol here, do you? Yeah, it does seem kind of weird to use it here. But maybe I should try it just in case. Okay, spray the luminol on the wall. What's next? The switch. The rest of it! LLR, LRL. It's for the watch, isn't it? That's cool. Just like you thought, Junpei. There's some more letters showing up after LLR. Unless it's just gonna be like the pipes. See? It says LLR, LRL. L R L R L. Well, I did what it said on the wall. I wonder if it actually did anything. Hey, this drain's acting up. What the heck did you do? I just messed with the valves a little. Nothing big. Card. Jumpy, the card is floating. Looks like the water floated the card up out of the drain. There must be water flowing through the pipe on the right. There's water pouring out of the drain. Okay, you need me to remove that. Okay, fine. The mercury key. Oh hey, the blue light just came on. Huh? The blue light was just on, but it's off now. And the red light's on instead. I guess we have to swipe the red card first, and then the blue card. Great job, Jumpy. Both of the lights are on now. Now you just need to put in the password. What's with the toilet paper, though? What if it's 957 and plus, and then the rest of it, and then equals? All right, let me check on this again. It was like 85 something. 185. 1142. I'm barely using the calculator, but I should use it. Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1100. No, that's not right. It was worth a shot. What are you doing with the broom? I still don't know. I'm gonna make a friend. What if I wrap the toilet paper around the broom? Broom wrapped in toilet paper. Wait, did it change the symbols? What, so you wrap the toilet paper around the broom, huh? Looks like the symbols line up perfectly. It says 634. 1776. That's gotta be it. The Declaration of Independence? Well, why is that important? Not important? Why do I write that wrong? Wow. And we're out. You found it. Let the telenovela begin.
There's a large iron door at the end.
Let's take a look. Huh? What are you doing, Seven?
Well, I figure maybe we might want to come back here sometime. So, I stuck the broom in there to keep the door from shutting. All right, let's go.
Ah, so it was that broom that he used.
Jumpy, look!
What's up?
What's that on the wall there?
Oh, I think it's... a map of the ship's interior?
Map. 3 leads back to the main hospital wing too, right? I mean, they all do, so this would have been dividing and conquering, right?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor, then. We'll have time to study it later. Let's keep going for now.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
We're gonna have some angry ladies.
What the?
You're shitting me. We're back.
Mm-mm-mm.
Clover! Lotus! And Ace! I'm glad you're all okay. Lotus? What are you...
How did you do this to us?
Knock it off. We got bigger shit to worry about right now.
What?
Go have a look. I stuck the screwdriver in the door. That door over there, the one without a number. As long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there. There's a shower room past there. I stuck a broom at the door there, too. Anyway, go take a look.
Then you're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?
Yeah, it's about the size of it.
Wait, what the hell is in there?
You'll know when you see it.
Fine, let's go.
My goodness. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me.
My goodness.
I didn't think it would happen so soon, though. Should I go as well?
Yeah.
Very well.
Dramatic irony. Xehanort!
Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the ninth man was. It's pretty straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3.
And then we skip over all of this till we run into something new.
If there's anyone we should doubt, it should be Zero.
Check the flow chart. Yeah. Okay, so all 3 across seem to be the same conclusion. Okay, let's skip till something new happens.
Here we go.
Ace was too smart for his own good. And someone with a neurodivergent mind would be a good story element to allow for a character who's corrupt, but not in the traditional kind of greed kind of way. It's just like, I can't exactly see people the same way as others, so why should I feel the same way as others? I'll be cold, calculating, kind of, good villain. But I hope Clover seeing her brother... No, we need to point out to her that we saw the bone sticking out so that she doesn't realize that she's got to murder all of us.
Oh, that's the...
Yeah, I found it in the shower room.
Oh, I see. It's got the Mercury symbol.
Now we can go.
Looks like there's only 2 floor buttons working.
C and bottom. Time to head down then.
Two.
This is a numbered door.
Yeah, it's door 2.
So who should go through the door this time?
We don't need to be discussing who we're leaving behind this time, right?
Right. It's set up so we'll be able to meet up again once we get through the numbered doors.
Then there's no need for arguments at this point.
We should figure out who's going in first.
Very well. Would anyone like to volunteer?
I'll do it.
I'll go too.
Then I suppose I need to go too, then.
Don't want to leave June alone.
All right, we're taking off.
Okay, please be careful.
You too.
Jesus. You two are acting like you're married, you know that?
It's a whole lot simpler and cleaner than marriage, my friend.
Oh,
Don't be silly. Cut it out.
They're the best. Seven's a good guy, too.
All right, let's go.
Please don't let him turn into a bad guy. In any capacity.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Where the hell is it this time?
I don't see it.
There it is. It's right there.
All right, let's get started. I think we'd probably better split up. You two okay with that?
Yes, no problem.
Sure thing.
Then I'll take this first one.
I'll try the one next to it.
Well, I guess I'd better get started too.
Seek a way out. Emergence and emergency. Coincidence? I think telepathy. Okay. Scrabble. There are a bunch of tiles on the door that spell out emergence. Emergence. Maybe it means we need to emerge out of here. Or an emerging property of the combined powers of consciousness. Pseudoscience. It's thick all over this story. We're in the brig. I feel like I'm going to see a ghost here or something. Nah, there's no such thing as zoinks. And this one. Huh. A river. Time flows like a river. Multiple timelines. Somebody made some wavy blue lines in this mirror with blue paint. Is that a drawing of a blue scarf? No, maybe not. Don't tell me it's a dog. I'm not going to believe you. I bet it wasn't any of those answers.
This is a dog.
What? If we can find a knob or something that'll work as one, then we should be able to get the water to come out of this thing. You know, not only does Zero have to concoct all of these puzzles, he also has to think about all the other options someone trapped in this situation would try and ensure that they don't happen so they're not led down the wrong path. So there aren't a series of options, possibly, that would break the puzzle to keep you from completing it. Because then the game wouldn't be fair, right? Alright, what else is in here? Toilet paper. This paper seems to be pretty old. Ew, how the heck can you touch that? It's horrible. Well, it's not like I've really got a choice, do I? It's not like I want to. The moon! Well, it is where you put your butt. A moon? What a filthy, disgusting moon. Yeah, it's pretty filthy, but it's a precious hint. Let's remember it, alright? Well, that would be the one symbol that we haven't used yet, if we're going with the astrological symbols for the Earth but Luna, the moon. We haven't used that as a key yet. This. A towel. Do we have to make the river flow in the other mirrors? Bed looks cold. Pretty sure you'd freeze to death in the winter. No kidding. If I tried to sleep here, my skin would dry out in no time. Well, it's not like you're that young anymore. That shouldn't really matter. She doesn't look old. You're gonna die. My, Junpei. Aren't you lucky? It seems you'll die before you have a chance to grow old and hideous. I'm sorry, you're right. Dry skin is a woman's worst enemy. It's anybody's worst enemy. Luckily, I don't get dry skin. Not yet, anyway. This looks like part of the design on the towel. Do you think that means anything? On the towel, it looks like water is flowing from the river to the spring. Do you think that means we need to make a water flow from here? Well, this one opens. There's nothing in the drawer. Yeah, something's not right, though. Well, the handle looks like the faucet. The handle of the drawer doesn't really fit, you know? It just looks messy. Why don't you take it out? Is that a mirror? Okay. You're gonna think it's stupid, but I think it's funny that this is the one thing in this whole game that has actually surprised me. Not like a disgusting kind of surprise or oh, that's cute kind of surprise. Like, oh my god, they're the murderer kind of surprise. It's just like, this is just funny and creative. It's just a drawer that's also a mirror that's got the faucet handle on it. That's just funny. I'll worry about the sink in a second. Hold on. Ah. You're getting very sleepy. That picture on the mirror, there's one in the next room too. Maybe I should see how that one relates to the tower. Maybe that'll help. Heck, it's not like I can make the situation any worse. So there's a spring at the bottom of the river. Yeah, I guess I could see that. Are you talking about that towel you've got? Yeah, I guess it does look a little like that thing on the mirror. Yeah, the spring on the towel has got to be indicating the picture on this mirror. And the mirror is indicating the sink, right? But the picture looks like a spring with water, and the sink's all dried out. So I have to start with the third sink, then the second, and then the water will eventually come out here. Can I have this? Toilet paper tube, huh? I seriously doubt I'm going to need this for anything. Picks it up anyway. Let me open this before I flush. Huh. Sun. Sold. Okay, we got the sun symbol. A symbol on a toilet lid, huh? Seems a little fishy to me. It's a sun symbol, but it doesn't look like the ones on the doors. Well, at least they're referencing the astrological symbols. And this handle's pretty loose. Loose? You think it'll come off if you pull on it? Okay, another handle for another sink. Fell off, huh? Look at this. That handle doesn't really fit on the string. Maybe it wasn't meant to be attached to it. I'm just wondering if I have to use the extra mirror in my inventory to move the light to there. Where's the light coming from? Oh yeah, we could probably use this mirror to reflect the light. I just clicked on the light. Now I just gotta figure out where to reflect the light. Maybe if I go somewhere that's a little easier to shine light on. When I shine light on the mirror in the back, is that a number? 4-7. So if I shine light on this mirror, then I get to see some numbers. I can see a 4 on the left and a 7 on the right. 4 and 7. So if I shine light on this mirror in the back, I get the sun and the moon. I get it. If I shine a light on the mirror, symbols appear. The left side has a sun and the right has a moon. I'm gonna remember this. Just some thoughts going into my head. Clover can't be the killer because she's not old enough from the events of 9 years ago. But I figure if she had somehow roped her brother into it, she would have tried to find a way to save him. But she couldn't have. She was way too shocked and stuff like that. But that's not the important thought. What I was thinking is perhaps when we were having that conversation between Junpei and Akane, they mentioned a school filled with a lot of animals. Schools like that are either agricultural or, well, they have a lot of money. So what if the successful pharmaceutical people sent their children to the fancy school? So it's just happenstance that those two got picked back up from all the children there and ended up in the Nonary game because their parents were involved in the company. Now, Junpei didn't register any of the names in particular when he read them on the note, but Akane's last name, I think, was the same as one of them on the list. I'm not sure, I can't remember, I'm not going to go back to find out, but I'm just trying to find some threads outside the gigantic. But anyway, I'm stuck doing this puzzle for now. Do we need to flush the toilet a certain amount of times? Every time, stop taking me out of it. The only thing you can manipulate in this room is that string. Chances are, they made this puzzle so someone wouldn't trigger it by accident. Okay. It was 4 and 7, right? And 4th. Did you just hear something? I did, but it doesn't look like anything's happened here. Huh. Wonder what that sound was. Okay, so 7. So this is what the moon symbol was pointing to, huh? They probably made it so that someone wouldn't trigger it by accident if that's the case. 1. 7. There's that sound again. It happens whenever I pull that string a couple of times. Junpei, did you hear something from the other room? The other room? You mean from the dark room? Did the mirrors move and I didn't notice? Oh, there was 2 locks. Okay. Well, this door opens easy enough. Tile. Tile. What is this tile for? Red, blue, gray, several lines in each color. What does it mean? I guess it's as good as mine. Nothing. Nothing. 14 equals E. Why didn't I check this toilet? Because I tried clicking on it and I hit the light instead. 14 equals E. Are we going back to hexadecimal again? Why here? Why the toilet? Doesn't matter. It seems like every time I pull the thing, it just figures it out for myself. Alright. Dang it. kind of pisses me off that I can see it, but I can't touch it. Why can't you touch it? Alright, it took a couple tries, but now I've got you, string. Yes! Now I can pull on it. Huh? Doesn't matter how many times I pull it, there's no flush. I kind of feel like an idiot. I wasted a bunch of time because I was determined to flush a toilet. Based on past experiences, it's not a bad call. There's screws on this one. What the crap? I could actually look into it. There's a pair of screws screwed into the desk, right on top of the drawer. Doesn't matter how old this thing is, we're gonna have a tough time if we try and break it open. It's probably gonna be a pain, but I think we need to figure out a way to get those screws off. The water's gotta flow to here, but I need to get the faucet handle off of this. So these sinks, they're on opposite sides of the wall, right? No, it's not just the sinks. Everything's opposite, like a mirror image. So, that's normal if you're both using the same water pipes, right? It's a drawing of a river. Looks just like the river on the towel. What do I need the towel for? The most annoying puzzles are the ones where there isn't much to it. So there's more of a chance for you to screw it. Let me take the handle off of this one. It's a sink, but there's no light shining on it. But you said I don't need to use the light anymore. So why do you care if there's a light on the sink? We can still rip the freaking handle off of it. What do you mean we don't need to look at the reflection anymore? How did you know that I bothered to remember the code? 14. I was just looking at it as like a street, but it's 14. E equals 14. They also equal an E. Can I use them over here? The tiles we found and the tiles here are the same size. When I touched the tile on the door, I felt something weird. Huh? I can move these tiles. Then that means maybe if you swap the tiles we got with the tiles on the wall, something will happen. I suppose now we just need to figure out what the strange designs on these tiles mean. At any rate, we should look for all of the tiles that are the same size. You're right. Let's meet back here after we've done a thorough search. I'm thorough. What do you mean there's rooms that we have checked? Checking all the rooms. That means these tiles aren't for the sink. Except for the one that's in the sink. So I would need to back it up by getting the water going. There's a hole in one end of it, isn't there? That probably means something goes in it, wouldn't you say? And the inside of this hole, you see, it's threaded like you're supposed to screw something into it. It's like the other piece of a screwdriver. I refuse to touch this. I refuse. What the heck's wrong with you? I don't want to touch it. Ever. You don't have to. I will. It's a very, very old toilet. Apparently Lotus refuses to touch it. Ever. Okay, now that I managed to maneuver that, let me see if I can check the inside of the other toilets. Yes, and hello. Looks like a dirty toilet, but it's too dark to tell. And goodbye. I picked up the paper thing. Maybe I just... Yes. I was like, that looks like the bit of a screwdriver. Well, this part is thinner than the rest. In fact, this doesn't really look like it's part of the rest of this thing. This rod feels loose. Maybe if I give it a couple turns. Here we go. Screwdriver shaft. So I'll just stick this metal rod into the handle. I got a screwdriver that can unscrew itself. Sweet. Got the screws off. Now we can open the drawer. There's nothing in here. Oh, maybe the drawer is what we need. The drawer, huh? Alright, let's yank the thing out. What if I put this in where the other drawer was? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. Sounded like something falling. What was that? I heard it too. Let's open the drawer. It fell into place. That's kind of cool. I'll take you. We got a tile! Yes, if I use the screwdriver on the screw on the center of the handle, maybe I can... Got a knob! Okay. Splish, splash, we're making progress. And you. Sweet, the handle I got off that drawer fits into the faucet perfectly. Wow, I can turn the water on. You do it. Junpei, what are you doing? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I'm running the water. I can see that. I'm asking you why you're just letting it run like that. Think about it, Lotus. This faucet doesn't have a knob when we found it, right? It didn't have one. What do you mean? Just watch. Any time now. Hey, water's filling up. Doesn't that just mean the pipes are clogged? Oops, let's turn it off for now. So, did anything change? The water stopped flowing. Thank you, Mr. Obvious.
There should be a capsule in there somewhere.
Either it did something over here, and they didn't tell me, or I now have to make this side match the other side. So let's see. Hey! Yeah, it filled up with water. Tile!
What the?
Up.
Hey, what's going on? Are you okay, man? You're sweating like crazy. Are you all right?
The fever's contagious. Quick, give him a drink of water.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just got a little dizzy, that's all.
That's definitely more than just a little dizzy. Are you sure? You don't look so good.
What am I doing here?
Huh? What are you talking about? We opened the number 2 door and walked in here. Don't tell me you forgot.
No, that's not what I mean. It ain't much, but I think some of my memories came back. I think I've been here before.
Oh, he's another one from the Nonary Games.
Huh?
I said I've been in this room before.
You were here? When? Why?
But he also looks like he works on the ship.
Aoi, like Nona.
What the hell was that?
It's right there. I feel like I'm this close to remembering everything, but I just can't. That's right, an experiment. There was some kind of experiment going on this ship.
An experiment? What sort of experiment?
I don't know how much this version of our protagonist knows, so let's just go with the flow.
They were trying to control people. Or something like that.
What the hell are you talking about?
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment, I mean. I think there were 4 or 5 more, but I don't remember all their names. Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm here. Experiment. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Those kidnapped kids. Was I working that case?
Working that case, he is a cop. I thought he was either a prisoner or a cop. He's a cop, and they kidnapped children for the experiment.
Huh?
Wait, under this bed. The home's gone? No, maybe it was a different room. There's gotta be a ton of rooms on this boat that look just like this one.
Hey, what exactly do you remember? Maybe you could stop talking like a crazy person and tell me what's going on here.
Well, it's not like I really remember everything. I've only got bits and pieces, and they're scattered and don't make much sense.
I don't care. Tell me the bits and pieces then.
Okay. From what I can remember, I think I was a cop.
A cop?
Yeah. I was looking for that group of kids that got kidnapped 9 years ago. You remember that, right? It was all over the news.
Yeah, I was still in school. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember some of it. I think it was a bunch of kids right around my age. They all just disappeared. Nobody knew why.
16? 8 and 8 is 16. So, how is it a previous Nonary game? No, it's just an experiment.
It was all over TV and the newspapers every day. So you're saying you were investigating it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I guess I found something. There was this medical company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals that had something to do with those kids. After I figured that out, I managed to get some information out of somebody who worked for them. I think it was...
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Yeah, that had to been it. That's why I went to the wharf. In the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags. Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried.
Oh.
No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand. Don't move.
Oh.
I felt metal touch the back of my head. Drop the gun. He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. Did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle. A drug. That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but... it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed, and sat down. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice.
Oh.
The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying. But I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh? No, it was several. I hear 5, or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold up. Why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then...
He had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off and crawled inside.
I'm claustrophobic. I don't like this.
Hey, what happened after that?
I don't remember what happens after that.
Well, he got away, but it doesn't look all that pretty from it.
I think I found some kind of door out of the duct. And I think I found some kids, too. Not good. Why can't I remember what happened next?
Ah, man, what happened to the kids, Seven? Did you save them?
I don't know. I don't know if it was me. I've got this feeling. I think one of the kids died. A girl, I think.
Huh?
Anyway, just please don't ask me anymore, okay? I really don't remember anything else.
It's fine. Don't push yourself. Going by what he said, the children who had been kidnapped 9 years before, apparently a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals had been behind it all. They'd taken the children to the same ship we're on now. They'd been brought here for an experiment. Seven said it had something to do with controlling human beings. The 16 children who had been kidnapped were the subjects. Seven had said 3 of their names were Aoi, Light, and Nona. I think that's all I got. Oh, and Seven is, or was at some point, a cop. I can't really use any of this information anyway. I didn't learn anything about the Nonary game or Zero. Why were we brought to the same ship where they'd done those experiments 9 years ago? And just what the heck is this about controlling human beings? That's nuts. Did they really conduct an experiment like that? I don't have time to just stand here thinking. I need to get moving.
We need to check underneath those other beds. Just in case. Because if Zero is unaware, we might be able to catch him unaware. Under there. You're not even gonna try, are you? No, he doesn't give a crap. Not gonna check underneath all the beds. I know it's just a handful, but at least we do is try. Okay, let's check this now. Okay, well, it looks like we've investigated all the rooms. The only mystery left is that door. Alright, let's crack that mystery then. We've got 4 tiles. And there are a bunch of tiles that are the same size up on the wall. So if we replace 4 of the tiles on the wall with the ones we've got, that should open the door. There's 4 E's, there's 4 14s. Okie dokie. We're missing some of the information we've gained prior to make a connection to the information that he just gave us. But we, as the player and audience, we know what's going on. A little bit. Hey, did you just hear something unlock? Does that mean we got it right? Yes, it looks like we did. The 14 hidden on the tile. If you convert that to hexadecimal, it's a ding. Yeah. Basically, the E's in emergency are the 14s from the tiles. So if we replace it, that gives us an answer. Yay. Do you really care why it worked? Let's just get out of here. I agree. Yes. Let's go. Okay, that was one new area. What's next? I feel so enlightened. The electric chair.
Oh, what the hell is this place?
Ugh, this room is really creepy.
I think we ought to get the hell out of here now. Figures.
It's locked, isn't it?
Yep. Don't know why I thought this wouldn't be any different.
So, what is this room for, anyway?
Well, there's a chair in the center of the room.
Oh, looks uncomfortable to say the least. I'd rather not sit in it if I can avoid it.
Looks like it's placed over some kind of glass panel. Too dark to look through it, though.
This isn't dried blood on the tablecloth, is it?
Oh, what the hell is this? What are these tools for?
That's not something I even want to think about.
No doubt about it. This room's dangerous. Let's make our search quick so we can solve the puzzle and get the hell out of here.
I mean, if this ship was used for the experiment 9 years ago, some of this stuff is probably not placed here by Zero.
Come on.
Seek a way out. Torture room. Excellent. How are we doing on the flow chart? All right. All the dials are pointing in different directions. Maybe something will happen if we turn them. Ha! Shoot. They're all rusted. I guess turning them doesn't really do anything. Red, yellow, you think the colors mean something? No idea. I mean, red looks more dangerous, but other than that... The bottom of this one looks like it's covered in rust. I don't think it'll move at all. And this? There are a ton of knobs here. Doesn't seem like any of them do anything, though. Do you think it's broken? Needle on the gauge is at 0. Doesn't look like it's going to move. Yeah, this kind doesn't look like something you should just finagle into working. You might accidentally trigger something, because some of this is definitely predating Zero. There's something on the screen. This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment has been completed, the door will unlock. First, adjust the switches to match the blocks in the sample above. Huh? I don't know what this thing is, but we gotta figure out this puzzle. It's right next to a torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good. Anyway, we just adjust the switches to match the blocks up on top, right? We adjust the switches shown at the four corners of the screen, then press the check button. Junpei, we don't know what this thing does. You can always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you could do. Oh no. Hints? Oh. Okay, so we just press it until we get the shape. Ta-da. I mean, it matches, right? Whenever you turn on one of these switches, more blocks show up on the screen. So I think you gotta figure out which buttons you have to press in order to get this screen to match the diagram. Yeah, but it's hard to figure out what button does what. If you want to see how many blocks each switch adds, just turn on one switch. When all of them are off, there aren't any blocks, right? Then you can see how many each switch adds. Oh yeah, I get it. But I just did it. Da-da, da-da, da. Oh, yeah, I backed out instead of pressing check. Adjustment is completed. Now proceeding to execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from subject. Once preparation is finished, place subject in chair. Whoa, I thought we solved the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think this means one of us has got to sit in the chair. Well, 7's never going to fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collected data. I wonder if it's going to run electricity through the subject. There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's going to zap the brain with a little electricity? This really doesn't sound safe. Anyway, we've still got to prepare. We can talk about this after we've figured out what it means by preparation, alright? Well, it wants us to prepare, so maybe we ought to ask it what we need to do. Does Zero want us to, go through the same ordeal that happened to him? It would lead me to believe that this is the correct path we needed to go on. He's trying to teach something more than just torture. They're going to very extreme means for the lesson. Error, the disposal tank is closed. Please fill tank with water. What tank? Oh man, don't tell me we gotta do something with a water tank. Well, there's probably something around here to open the thing. Alright, do whatever it's saying. It looks like the only controls are in this room. There are a number of ominous looking tools and instruments here. Let's see. We've got an adze, and hammer, pair of forceps, and these other tools are too old and broken. I have no idea what they are. Hey, doesn't this wrench look way too new to be here with all this other stuff? Yeah, it does. I didn't notice it before you mentioned it, but it's not rusty at all. Knowing me, I would have just grabbed everything off the table and say, oh, this is clues. The cover's bolted on there pretty good. Should be able to get those bolts off with this wrench we just found, though. Sweet, it's open. Gotta take the bolts. The hole's too small. You can't see in it, even with the cover off. Well, you can't see in, but I think there's enough room to stick your arm in. Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there. Okay, I admit, that scares me a little, but we need to see if there's anything useful in there. Alright, here we go. Arm into the hole.
I am sorry. I couldn't resist.
The sun key! So I'm trying to figure out what I'm seeing on the left of the screen. You see? Nothing. And then there's these wires and a switch. And nothing. It's probably something that hasn't happened yet. There are a bunch of pipes up near the ceiling. I don't think there's going to be a puzzle up there. At least I hope not. I can't even reach them. What's wrong, Junpei? What are you doing on the floor? Well, I thought maybe if I got down here, I could see through the glass. It's not working, though. You don't think it's just a large sheet of glass they put into an indentation? I don't know, I mean, why would they do that? And the placement of the chair. You're not making sense, Junpei. What's your point? Well, I'm not sure, but don't you think there's something under the glass? Maybe the glass is one way, like they have in police station, you know? Or maybe it's just covered with something that makes it opaque. Nah, it doesn't matter how close I get. Still can't see anything. Echoes when I knock on it, though. I wonder if it's hollow. What am I going to do with that information? Man, you ain't going to give up on that thing, are you? You know, we don't got time for like that, kid. Come on. That's why I want to take a good look at it. Think about all the other rooms we've been in. You never know where you might find a puzzle, you know? You gotta be specific. You gotta be suspicious. You gotta be suspect of everything. What? Why on earth are you putting your ear on the floor? It's filthy. Huh. It's weird. I think I can hear water down there. The sun key should fit into the keyhole on these manacles. I didn't even know that. Alright, sun key, in you go. And yes! Great, they're open. I don't think we're gonna need the sun key again in here though. Just seems unlikely. Alright, sun key, you've done your job. Into my pocket with you. I can see some oil or something down there at the base of the lever. Yeah, it feels like it's got some movement to it. I should be able to pull this one. Alright, let's pull the lever, Crunk. Is that water? What the heck? What's going on? Will you calm down? It's just water going somewhere. It sounds like it's underneath us. That means the floor. Oh. Junpei, look! What's she? Oh, dang! I can see through the glass now. Okay. So the secret government agency is trying to create the incredible... Oh. Oh my god, there's a dead shark! How'd they know it would go belly up? You probably wrote it on both sides. EDBF. There are a couple of letters in the color of blood written on the shark's belly. It's dead. Looks like the letters are E, D, B, and F. Whatever these are for, it has to be in this room somewhere. EDBF. E, D, B, F. What? There's a strange noise coming from the chair. It looks like it's been turned on. Guess the puzzle here was that the power had to be sent to it in a specific way. The restraining device is unlocked. Please see subject in device.
Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it.
Just put something heavy in there.
How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful.
Lotus, are you sure? I can sit in it and you can solve.
Junpei's right. If we screw it up...
I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead.
But...
No one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair too, you know.
Okay.
I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen and let's get this over with. Look, do you think you could do me one last favor?
Don't say last.
You're making me nervous.
Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters.
She really is a mother.
Tell them that I loved them very much. No, tell them that I will always love them.
Daughters?
You've got kids?
Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei.
Wow. They were making fun of her for being old, but I don't see it.
They're twins. I had them when I was young after... Well, some things happened. Their names are Nona and...
Wait! Nona?
Aoi, Light, and Nona.
She's the mother of two of the kids that were in the experiment?
Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment.
But what the hell? What's wrong with you?
Oh. No way. It couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara?
Gesundheit.
How do you know that?
Are you serious? What the hell is this?
So many connections. This path of the story is just filled with everything.
There's no way you're that kid's mom.
That kid? Wait, what do you mean, that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her?
I have.
What?
Yeah, I met one of your kids.
When?
9 years ago.
Where?
On this ship.
Why were you...
It's not a short story.
Look, I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please, what happened here?
Their kids never say anything? Or could they not?
Fine, I'll tell you. But... And then, that was when. From there, it looked like... Just as if, finally... That's all I remember from 9 years ago.
Oh my God. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years.
You knew about this? I guess you didn't know the experiment was here.
The person who had all the answers was right here.
Looking for?
Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. Then 9 days later, they came back. They never told me what happened to them over those 9 days.
Okay, that wasn't the Nonary game, because 9 days is much more drastic than 9 hours.
I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure that they had been through something terrible. So I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try and ignore it and move on.
But why torture the mother of the kids that might have been with Zero? Why is Zero doing this?
A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they always had, before they disappeared. They smiled and made jokes and did all the silly things kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget that something terrible had happened to my children. So I decided I would investigate what happened on my own. I would find out what happened during those 9 missing days.
What did you find out?
Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 children who'd gone missing came back, things were just... Even the media didn't talk about what had happened. I figured someone was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals. No, probably something even bigger than that.
The Knights Templar?
Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Have you heard of them before?
No. It's the first time I've ever heard that name. 7. How did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceuticals was connected to the kidnappings in the first place?
I figured finding out whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does.
What did they have in common?
Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the control of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
The hospital.
The hospital?
And for a while, I was trying to get some kind of information out of the kids at the hospital. One of them told a weird story.
What was it?
Have you heard about the Gansfeld experiment?
Nope. I don't even have any explanation, so you give me it.
I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
What did you call it again?
Oh, the Gansfeld experiment. This is how it's set up. First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms, far away from one another.
We're going with the telepathy thing again. All right.
Then a series of video images are shown to subject Q, who is told to send the images to subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold. With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q is looking at.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it?
Telepathy.
Beyond Two Souls.
That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work.
The experiment to control people, right?
Yeah. I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists, but maybe someone from Cradle Pharmaceuticals bought into it.
Even if that is the case, I still don't get how that has anything to do with any of this. The Nonary Games, Zero, why we were kidnapped. What does any of that have to do with telepathy? I know I brought all this up, but I have no idea.
What if Zero can really read minds?
Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
No subject has been detected. Unless a subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down.
The time for talking is done.
System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour.
When we die.
If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh, no, that's not what we...
Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei, I'm counting on you.
Right. Lotus, please, tell me right away if you feel anything weird.
And we'll stop it, and then we'll die.
You worry too much. Now get on with it and be a man, or June's gonna leave you.
Lotus. Okay, let's do this.
What is this? That's three-dimensional. It is. I wonder how the hacker feels that I'm hacking her brain by brute forcing it. All those. And that's all those. This was just fully random. Although I sort of got it at the end, but still. The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock. You hear the door unlocking, and now we've got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, are you alright? Yes, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I do think my life just got a little shorter. Hold on, I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take long for Seven and me to get her out of here. Let's get out of here now. Being a guinea pig is not for me. Dang straight. I don't ever want to see this thing again. I agree. Found it.
The hallway goes to the left.
Yeah, but I don't see any doors.
Guess we just need to keep going.
Right, let's go.
But where's everybody else? They can't meet up with us again, can they?
An elevator.
Just what we need. Let's take this to C-Deck.
Alright, I think this is our chance.
Huh? No one's here.
Where did they go?
I have no idea.
We left them alone with Ace. And Santa.
Hey, Junpei!
We should follow him.
I know where we need to go. The door behind the central staircase. There was a sun symbol on the keyhole of that door.
Yeah.
And I happen to have the sun key in my pocket right now. This should open that door. All right, time to open this.
Hold on a sec there.
Huh?
We don't have the key for this one yet, right?
That's...
Oh, it's the Jupiter symbol.
Then we can't open this door.
Unfortunately, no, we can't.
Jeez, the sun door's gotta be just on the other side of this, you know? We can't just stop... Hey, it opened.
What?
And the others must have found the Jupiter key.
Well, what are we waiting for? What? Why?
Wait! All the people who have tried to kill us before are dead? Wait a minute, who was left? Who was the other person? June? But... Where's June? Why do things keep getting worse?
What the hell? What the hell happened? Clover. Nothing. She's dead.
Hey, what are you doing?
The key! Get me the sun key!
Why?
Why do you think? We have to get out of here before the murderer comes back!
The murderer? Santa, Clover, and Ace. 3 people, 3 dead bodies. That means that the person who had killed them was...
Can't be!
No, it can't be true.
Give it to me! Let's go!
No, someone kidnapped her.
Open! Why?
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't feel it unlock.
Oh no. Is it the wrong key?
I don't know. Maybe. It's open.
What the hell is this?
Wait, you mean the door was already unlocked?
What?
Why?
And how would I know that?
No one thought to check.
Whatever, let's just go.
I don't want to go here. I don't want to stay there either. What's going on? I mean, there's Snake, but he's still in the coffin.
What the hell is this door? I can't see anything that looks like a doorknob or switch or lever or card reader or anything.
I mean, what if it's the fainting? What if someone has their mind quantumly entangled with hers? What if they can control her? What if they've been trying to control her? I don't know what's going on.
How the fuck are we supposed to open this?
I don't know, this is not the right door. We're supposed to go to 9, but 9 is literally a dead end all the time.
We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go back.
No, I'm not going back there. There is a murderer back there.
But I don't see any other doors.
I don't like this universe.
No way.
I don't like this universe.
It opened by itself.
It's an automatic door?
Look, guys, I've got a really bad feeling about all this.
Yeah, none of these timelines are good.
The other doors were already unlocked, and this one's automatic. We haven't seen anything like this before.
Bad feeling.
What?
We've hit bottom. This can't get any worse. Shit!
Hey, Junpei!
I mean, we don't know what happened to June. We don't care.
I can't take this anymore. No one can. No. It's a lie. It's gotta be. This can't be real. No. It's impossible. If it's a dream, just wake up already. Someone please tell me it's all just a joke. I'm imagining things. Yep, that's it. This is all obviously a lie. It's a big, elaborate trick. An illusion or something. Or a dream. It's made up. Ah! Ah! Connie!
I'm hurt. I'm hurt. And I'm happy. But I'm also hurt. This is not the true timeline. It's fine. We'll get through this. But she must have lived longer than the others and somehow got here. Or they found that and the killer came after him. But there's nobody else. Except for Zero, who's not playing. And Snake's still stuck in the freaking sarcophagus.
Connie, hang on.
I'm hurt for him. I don't have to feel this. I can wait for the real timeline when we all live happily ever after. But I'm hurting for him. Still alive.
Connie.
Jumpy?
Quick, somebody give me a bandage.
Oh, man. Connie, there's so much blood. What the hell happened to you? How did this happen?
Jumpy, I'm sorry.
I understand. I love you. In very quick, precise words, tell me what happened.
I might not make it.
I get that, but who did it?
No way. No way I am going to let you die. I am going to save you. I promise.
I love you. Point fingers, please.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy.
I'm not gonna cry.
Really happy.
I'm not gonna cry.
Don't give me that I was crap. You're gonna see me again lots more times.
I'm not gonna cry because we can change the timeline.
You just gotta hang on, all right, Connie? You. Ow! What can I do? Damn it!
What?
What's that?
A yellow submarine.
A submarine? What on earth is a submarine doing here? That's it! Hang on, all right? There's a submarine over there. I'm gonna go see if it works.
No! Don't go! Please, don't go!
Pick her up.
Please, just stay with me, okay? I want to be close to you, Jumpy. When...
Connie.
Jumpy, did you know?
Oh, don't say it! Don't say it!
You meant a lot to me when we were kids. I've liked you for a long time, Junpei. A really long time. Jumpy, do you remember? We hung out a lot when we were kids. We went to the pool and to the fair. Do you remember playing snowball at the school?
Why you gotta bring up all this stuff?
They're all memories I'll never forget.
Kiss this woman.
All of those moments are treasures to me.
She's too pure. She's too good.
I also wanted to go to a lot of other places with you. A lot more.
Why did you ever leave this girl?
But that won't happen now.
No. I mean, yes. Yes, it will happen. We'll go all sorts of places, Connie. You hear me? I promise. We'll go wherever you want.
Really?
Yeah, really. I swear.
That makes me happy. Really happy. Jumpy. I feel sleepy.
I know this is a slight tangent, but I think it was during the Vietnam War that they figured out that it's not the when you get shot, it's not the bullet that kills you, it's the loss of blood. So the first thing you do is you always try to stop the bleeding. Why isn't this happening?
No, Connie, don't fall asleep.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much.
Connie! Connie! Connie!
Bring him on, bring him on. The game has nothing but bad endings. Bring it on. It's fine. Time passed. Junpei wept, curled around Connie's body. He cried and cried until he had no tears left. When the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only as an empty shell. Somewhere he heard a bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase. Time's up. What about 7 and Lotus? It rang 5 times, then faded.
5 o'clock.
Quietly, gently, softly, he set Connie down on the floor. Slowly, Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that 7 and Lotus had not followed him. Where had they gone? Slowly he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign that they had ever been there. It felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly he made his way to the door he'd come through. As he approached it, it opened, sliding apart with a sound like grinding stone. Who was the murderer? Junpei passed through the gate and into the hallway. All I had to do, I just sat here with my mouth agape, like... Everyone? This is the worst possible ending. Yay me, but... I'm gonna get all the endings, but... Who? How? His heart rattled in his chest, an empty, lifeless thing. It had been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. That's what I'm feeling right now. When he saw their bodies, he simply stared. It was a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in them. His eyes lit on Lotus's wrist. Her bracelet. It was gone. He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore. Junpei's body felt numb. Part of him knew the lump of lead in his chest had once been a heart. He couldn't quite remember what it had been for. I mean, that's so true. After you lost, this lovely girl, everybody else dying around you, it's just like, I've snapped. What? Did Snake go crazy because he was in the coffin for so long that he managed to claw his way out with his fingernails and just thought, hey, I'm going to murder everybody, including my sister. Why not? Why do I think it's him? It's because the bracelet. The bracelet. Who else would need the bracelet? Is 9 somehow still alive? Why was there an extra person even on the ship anyway? That replaced Snake. Tears poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He gave up trying to make them stop. He turned around, the door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he walked through. Kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion, simple inertia carried him forward. Eventually, he found himself in front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch. There it is. There it is. And now we're not going to know who it was. And then he was floating in water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom. His back was hot. Dimly, he felt the blade of a knife in it. Who? One dead body lay behind door number 5. The body of the 9th man. Another lay in the shower room. The body of Snake. Well, Snake's in a coffin. But sure, that counts. And the central staircase were 3 more. Ace, Santa, and Clover. Well, 2.5. Ace is kind of like half a man. Just outside the door were 2 corpses. Those of 7 and Lotus. And in this very room lay the body that had once been Kane. And now Junpei would join them. Who, then, had killed them all? Who? This is out of all the endings to end on, before finding the true one, this was the biggest. Junpei let out one last breath. Faintly, he felt the bubbles creep up the side of his face. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away into the cold, gentle lapping of the water. What on earth? Where do I even go from here? I don't know. Just tell me how the other ending is unlocked. And if it means I have to go and do the volume 2 of this game, so be it. Both halves return to the whole. Very soon, the truth shall be revealed. The end? Or is it? You tell me. We all die by a yellow submarine. I know Yellow Submarine is a Beatles song, but that's about it. Hello? What happens next?
Welcome back. The dreams were your
Okay.
Watch. It doesn't look like one.
Stop this madness. Stop this madness. Yes, I would like to quit. Memories of the escape. What's even the point of having the memories? Why is there 2 memories missing? Are those 2 memories important? I'm guessing we need to do the other half before we get the true answer that actually fits all of the characters. There's nothing else. But it is curious that there isn't 2 branching timelines at the end of the submarine, whereas all the others have something. Now, I don't see gaining those 2 extra keys actually changing anything. You know, just going down straight through the center and then coming over there? Maybe a hidden path? Darn it, fine, I'll try it once, but let's Let's see. Let's go with this path instead. Why aren't you letting me skip this part? That was
Let's
weird.
go!
Pause.
Yeah.
Why are you pausing for random reasons? Yeah, everybody's still dead. Great. Yeah, I don't think anything changes, just grabbing those extra key pieces of information. So the answer has got to be in the other side of this game. Which is really annoying, but really exciting, because that just means it's not over yet, folks. Anyway, I'm going to leave this episode here. This game has so many twists and turns, but the fact that the only true way to find the answer is to replay and experience all these different tortures. It's a torture, but at the same time, it's very unique. It's not, hey, let's look at all the different endings that you can get to have on this one playthrough. It's like, no, we mean for you to play through all of it. It's only through experiencing all of it, getting all the pieces of information you need, are you going to appreciate what's going to happen in the end. And frankly, I've learned a whole lot more about these characters than I ever would have just based on the number of doors and the number of opportunities that we had to talk to one another without it being very slow and stagnant as an imbalance between conversation and puzzle solving. So, this game better make this right. Like, I don't care if the telepathy is real in this universe, but make all of these past experiences mean something more than just the player. Make it mean something to the characters. That's what I'm excited for. And I think getting that ending to know that there's something more deadly than all the people there is a fascinating mystery that I did not expect. So I can't wait to continue this into the second half of the Nonary Games, Volume 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad you made it to the end with me. What do you think of this game? It's kind of nuts. Like, it's got some really solid stuff in it, and a little bit of flimsy stuff here and there. But overall, solid. I'd like to see more out of this. Like, I think it needs, like, a remaster treatment or something. The twists and turns and the mysteries, it's kind of on par with Persona or Ace Attorney, but on a much smaller scale. Then again, I've only seen half the scale. There's another half of the story. Will the scales balance? We'll all have to wait to find out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see, and I will see all you dudes in the next one. Bye!